Hello, freak bitches.
Aligned with the interest of patients or even of doctors.
Well, the real issue to me that stands out as an example of that is these stupid fucking commercials that they have for pharmaceutical drugs where people are having the best time ever. Well, you're looking at them and like, this is so deceptive. You're showing me like best case scenario, grandpa running, pushing the bike and the little kids laughing and everyone's having the time of their life. Like, oh, I want the time of my life. How do I get in on that?
Until the last 15 or 30 seconds, which is like, this drug may cause,
explosive diarrhea, anal bleeding, eyeballs fall out, your feet don't work. It's crazy
they
many...
seriously go on for like 15 seconds. Yeah.
Dude. What was that one that we saw the other day, Jamie?
Like a Humira.
Yeah,
right,
what is that
Humira.
stuff?
It was for, remember she said it's like 120 grand for hepatitis C,
right.
I think.
Yeah,
like
and death is a side effect of that drug.
Death, suicidal thoughts, contact your physician. He'll tell you to fuck yourself. Wake him up. Wake him up in the middle of the night. Here, give me some volume on this so we can hear this.
I thought I was doing okay.
I thought I was doing okay too, but I'm not. Look at her.
Managing was all I was doing.
She's managing.
When I told my doctor, I learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of moderate to severe Crohn's disease, even after trying other medications.
Crohn's.
In clinical studies, the majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission.
Humira can lower your
They don't tell
ability
you
to
what
fight
significant
infections,
means.
including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Just managing your symptoms.
Hold up,
Ask
stop.
your guest-
Okay, kill it right there. Why is that lady so fucking sweet and cheery while she's talking about imminent death? And the music just does not, it just does not fit. And look, the woman is on a TV set too.
Yeah.
Like she's a successful producer on a television set.
right.
Like, what a bizarre choice for like what she does for a living.
Yeah.
Like watch her, kill the volume, but watch her wander around the office there. Like, who the fuck works on a TV show? Like, we're supposed to relate to this lady? How many people work on the set? Look at her. She's got her folder. She goes,
and she
walks
grabs
by.
a piece of cake.
Yeah, she
on
can
the
eat
way.
cake
It's
now.
like, because
even though she has
it has
Crohn's.
nothing to do with Crohn's disease, what you eat.
She's going to fucking die in an explosive, imploding rectal
or
disaster.
just, get an infection that would be totally, not a threat for you or anyone else, but because they had taken a drug that globally suppresses their immune system can kill you.
Yeah, that whole thing, like if you have an infection, don't take it. Like what? Wait a minute.
Yeah, aren't those pretty common?
The fuck are you saying? Like what kind of infection?
Just try not to get an Don't get an infection while you're taking Humira. It's like, do you ever try to get an infection? I mean, how do you not try to get an infection?
Yeah, this is what kills me is the bizarre choice of her being some sort of a director or producer of a television show. Like that we're supposed to relate. Well, she is so successful.
Well, maybe
this
if you take Humira, you could also become a producer of a television show.
There was another one, Abilify, that killed me.
Right.
And it was a antidepressant that you give to people that are suicidal while taking antidepressants.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Let's talk about Abilify. It's I think it's the 6th or 7th most prescribed drug in the U.S. It's an antipsychotic. Okay. So if those two things are not resonating, there's a reason for that. We don't have that many psychotics in this country where Abilify could be only used as an antipsychotic.
Give me some volume. Let's hear this.
Yeah.
And carry on. But other days I still struggled with my depression. I was handling it, but sometimes it still dragged me down.
She's a cartoon.
I'd been feeling stuck for a long time. So I talked to my doctor, and she added Abilify to my antidepressant. She said it could help with my depression, and that some people had symptom improvement as early as 1 to 2 weeks. I'm glad I talked to her. I wish I'd done it sooner. Now I feel more in control of my depression.
Results may vary.
Abilify is not for everyone. Call
go.
your doctor if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in behavior or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Elderly dementia patients taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion to address a possible life-threatening condition, or if you have uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it, and in extreme cases can lead to coma or death. Other risks include increased cholesterol, weight gain, decreases in white blood cells, which can be serious, dizziness on standing, understanding, seizures, trouble swallowing, and impaired judgment or motor skills.
What in the
Depression
fuck?
was always hanging over me. Then
Don't
my doctor
drive,
added a
don't
Abilify
drive.
to my
Bitch,
antidepressant.
depression is
Now
the
I
least of
feel
your
better.
concerns.
If
You're
you're
gonna
still
die if
struggling-
you take this shit. Most of that commercial
wait.
is telling. When does it start where they're talking to you? Cut the segment of the commercial where the lady comes out, the doctor comes out. Show where the lady doctor is, because that's like halfway in. The lady doctor comes out.
Or it's actually a third into the
A
commercial.
third in.
Yeah.
But
So
wait,
2/3 is
can-
the lady doctor saying you're gonna fucking die.
Can we just break this down? Because this is a drug that's added to a prescription of someone who's already taking antidepressants to prevent suicidal thoughts, but then one of the first side effects they said to look out for is suicidal thoughts.
Yeah. What
But
in the fuck?
maybe there'll be a third drug that people who are already on antidepressants and Abilify can take for the suicidal thoughts that Abilify wasn't able to get rid of from the original antidepressant.
Yeah, maybe we're just
or
being
original
cynical.
depression.
Maybe we just need to trust in that cartoon lady with the great voice that says amnesia, bone loss.
I mean, this is a good example. Like, we've all heard this term evidence-based, right?
Yeah.
And the idea is that conventional medicine is evidence-based and everything else is not. Well, that's total BS, because and Abilify is a great example. It's an antipsychotic. That's what it was approved for psychosis. And yes, we have a lot of people. Recent events indicate that we do have quite a few psychotic people, mass shootings, etc. But not that many. Not enough to make Abilify the seventh leading drug on a sales basis.
That's an insane number.
Yeah. So what Abilify is prescribed off-label. So off-label means a way of using the drug that has never been studied or approved by the FDA for that particular purpose. So it's using a drug in a way that was not originally studied.
How is that legal?
It's legal. Doctors have the authority to prescribe medications off-label.
As long as they're FDA approved medications.
As long as they're FDA approved for something.
That
And
sounds
so
insane.
The vast majority of Abilify prescriptions, therefore, are off-label, which means they've never been studied or shown to be safe or effective for the conditions that it's being prescribed for.
So your doctor could legally prescribe you birth control pills?
Yeah. I mean, it would
Just
probably
off-label.
be frowned upon, and maybe if they did that enough and it was causing problems, they would have to justify why they were doing it. But
Maybe that's the missing key to Abilify for men. Female, just get female birth control pills. Like, oh wow, look at this.
And it also means they can use it in a population that hasn't been studied for. So, for example, a drug has been studied and approved for adults. Did you see that it said not safe? It shouldn't be used for children and the elderly because it's never been studied. But that doesn't mean it's not being prescribed for children or the elderly. It still definitely is. But antidepressants have been shown to cause suicidal ideation in adolescents and teenagers in particular, and yet they are still often used in that group, even though they were never studied or approved for that population.
What is this one, Jamie? Abilify is
$7
top
billion
selling
a year.
$7 billion.
Oh, it's the top selling. Sorry, it's the
This was a
top
couple
selling
years
drug.
ago, yeah.
It's not the number 7. It's the silly me.
What?
So the top
This
selling
is
drug
2014?
is an antipsychotic.
Is that real?
It's real.
But is it still the top selling drug? Whatever. Let's not even look. But
Yeah.
in 2014,
Yeah.
it was the top selling drug. That is crazy. It has become the best selling drug in the United States.
The alarms about the dangerous and sometimes deadly side effects of antipsychotics affecting children and the elderly, among others, have been mounting for years.
Wow. That's terrifying.